Now let's move straight into the next related topic. And I need to say this again, we are living under the repeal of the Smith-Mundt Act, which means the United States of America, by law, is able to put propaganda out on the American people.
Oh, by the way, stop before you go on so I can do something, work in the background. Who is the byline on the USA Today article that you cited?
Hold on. Let me go back to it one sec.
Whatever the case is, that story's been planted.
Good, because this leads right into a fascinating story from a German journalist who has blown the whistle on the BND, the Bundesnachrichtendienst, which is the German CIA. And let me tell you a bit about this guy. His name is Udo Ufkotte, and he is going to explain exactly how he, in the past, operated with the BND, the German intelligence services. Then he is, and he's written for big publications. He has a wiki page, and you can read all about him, although it's all under dispute. But listen to this.
We are still a kind of a colony of the Americans. And being a colony, it is very easy to approach young journalists through what is very important here is transatlantic organizations. All journalists from really respected.
Now, he's talking about outfits just like this, right? A transatlantic organization or Council on Foreign Relations or any of these outfits.
And recommended big German newspapers, magazines, radio stations, TV stations. They are all members or guests of those big transatlantic organizations. And there, in these transatlantic organizations, you are approached to be pro-American, and there is nobody coming to you and saying, well, we are the Central Intelligence Agency, would you like to work for us? No, this is not the case how it happens. What they do, these transatlantic organizations, is they invite you for seeing the United States. They pay for that. They pay all your expenses and everything. So you're bribed. You get more and more corrupt because they make you good contacts. You won't know that those good contacts are, let's say, non-official covers or officially people working for Central Intelligence Agency or other American agencies. So you make friends. You think they are friends, and you cooperate with them. They ask you, well, could you do me this favor? Could you do me that favor? And so your brain more and more is brainwashed.
This, by the way, is exactly what has happened to the tech press. This is exactly what is happening. It's true. It is a complete parallel analogy where technology reporting is no longer reporting. It is PR. This is exactly what has happened. And it happens with, free review units and, dinners, and we fly you in to have the presentation of the next operating system. Oh, and let me suck you off.
So these guys, and your question.
I think the CIA in the old days, that was much easier. Just, hey, want some booze and a hookah? You're like, yeah, fine, yeah, all right, whatever you want, man. Sure.
Is this only the case with German journalists? No. I think it is especially the case with British journalists because they have a much closer relationship. It is especially the case with Israelis, of course, with French journalists for a part, not that big as with German or with British journalists. It is the case for Australian journalists, for journalists from New Zealand, from Taiwan, there is many countries in the Arab world, like Jordan, for example, like Oman, the Sultanate of Oman. There is many countries where this happens, where you find people to claim they are respected journalists, but if you look behind them, you'll find they are puppets on a string of the Central Intelligence Agency.
And it's done in many ways. Why don't you come to the White House Christmas party? Rachel Maddow.
To be more overt about it. I mean, like I've said before in the show, I'll say it again for new listeners, is Gina Smith, for example, was solicited, and this used to go on apparently more than it does now. In the 1970s and 80s, or I guess the 70s mostly, the CIA would have a recruitment desk, and they would recruit you to come as a work for the agency as a journalist.
Yeah.
And then they place you in the New York Times.
Operation Pundit. Operation Pundit. It's a known operation within the CIA.
And you get 2 checks.
Yeah. Well, it gets even better. You don't even have to do the work.
Sometimes the intelligence agencies, they come to your office and want you to write an article. I give you an example, not from strange other journalists, from me myself. German Foreign Intelligence, Bundesnachrichtendienst, it is just a sister organization of the Central Intelligence Agency. It was founded by the American Intelligence Agency. So one day, the BND, this German Foreign Intelligence Agency, came to my office at the Frankfurter Allgemeine in Frankfurt. And they wanted me to write an article about Libya and about Colonel Muammar Gaddafi. I had absolutely no secret informations regarding Colonel Muammar Gaddafi and Libya. But they gave me all these secret informations, and they just wanted me to write, to sign the article with my name. I did that, but it was an article that was published in the Frankfurt Allgemeine that originally came from the Bundesnachrichtendienst, from the German Foreign Intelligence Agency. So do you really think that this is journalism? Intelligence agencies writing articles?
Yeah, that's pretty much everything. That is the definition of journalism, I think.
Yeah, today. Ashbag has been for quite a while.
One last. And
quote. Bob Woodward, of course, is our prime example.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
If anybody what's the book, Family of Secrets?
Yep.
If anybody reads that book, there's a good document. It's well documented that Woodward he started off as naval intelligence, and the next thing you know, he's writing all these books with all this crazy information. It's like, how does that work?
One last clip here from Udo.
Oh yes, that article was how Libya and Colonel Muammar Gaddafi. How he secretly tried to build a poison gas factory, I think in Rapta was the name, yeah. And I got all those information. It was a story that was printed worldwide 2 days later. But I had no information on that. It was the intelligence agency that wanted me to write this article.
And this is another part of the system, is if you want to really make something propagate, go viral, as it were, then you just say, oh, well, this was written in the Uganda Times, and they say this is true, ergo, the New York Times can print it. Because they've sourced it from what they call a trustworthy source.
Yes.
Now, there's 2 things that go along with this, and since we're doing it anyway, I might as well just blow it out while we're here. The Norman Lear Center. Does this ring a bell to you, Lear?
No.
Okay.
Well, let me think. It's about All in the Family. It's a bunch of like the old couch that Archie used to sit on, and
the Norman Lear Center is a division of the Annenberg School for Communications and Journalism. It's in and it runs the Hollywood Health and Society program
out of USC.
Yes, USC. The Norman Lear Center. I think they fund that with at least a couple $1 million a year. Norman Lear's still around. He's not dead, is he? I think he is dead. He is dead. Yeah. And they and a lot of people are members of this Norman Lear. It was founded with a $5 million gift from Norman Lear, but most of its active projects have been funded by other entities. And well, I'm not even going to tell you who. You can almost guess. And they had a meeting, and there was.
He's still alive. He's 92 in New Haven, Connecticut.
There you go. So this is really a Hollywood outfit. And there was a meeting. Ben Marty Kaplan is the Norman Lear Professor of Entertainment, Media, and Society. And he was talking about how the Norman Lear Center works with the White House, the administration, but also with Hollywood. A few quick clips. This is the setup from Marty talking about the center.
Hollywood Health and Society does outreach to the entertainment industry in order to provide a resource free to writers and producers anywhere in the entertainment industry who are covering the areas of public health, climate change, and access to health care. We do it in a wide variety of ways, briefings, tip sheets, events at the Writers Guild West and the Writers Guild East. Tomorrow I'm going to the lovely weather in New York for an event we are doing at the Writers Guild East on the Affordable Care Act.
Now, this is not foreign to us because, of course, we know that they're trying this all the time, and Valerie Jarrett's taking meetings. But as you get into the bits and pieces of this speech, and you hear how deep and how vast and who is financing this infiltration of popular culture and media to propagate memes. Affordable Care Act, okay. I mean, that's one thing. It was voted. It passed the Supreme Court. It's law. Now we have to go propagandize it, this is propaganda. This is the definition.
Oh, this is great stuff.
Of propaganda. But climate change, okay. Let's listen to a couple examples. Here's the Affordable Care Act.
We have a new grant from the California Endowment, which is about the Affordable Care Act. Access to health care is a longstanding issue of public health. And now with this collaboration of funders, we are able to provide special attention to it. And the event that I just mentioned in New York, the Affordable Care Act Comedy, Drama, and Reality will happen on Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'd like to go to that.
If you look at the Hollywood Health Society, the advisory board is another one of those kind of who's is very, very... David Foster, Vince Gilligan, Vince from Breaking Bad, Cantor's in there, the Cantors who are, Disney, Judith Light. Very cool. Now let's listen. Let's listen to do some more propaganda for climate change.
We have a brand new aspect of Hollywood Health and Society, which is to work with on a topic of climate change.
Yes.
Where, again, all these different activities, writer briefings, screenings, newsletters, and so on, are an attempt to provide free resources to writers who want to include climate change as one of the storylines that they're working on. And just to give you an example of that climate change work, a few weeks ago, there was a field trip. We do something called Story Bus Tours to the JPL NASA lab in Pasadena, where we brought something like 37 writers and producers to experience the most amazing stuff that they have going on to inspire them in this area and to be factually accurate.
Notice how not only does the American government and their affiliated NGOs use the word inspire when it comes to propaganda, but it's the same word the jihadists use, inspire. So it's kind of the same
magazine.
Yeah, two different sides.
I'm going to have to stop this for a second and give you a clip of the day for that because of that one sentence in there about getting them to incorporate climate change into their scripts.
Really? You're going to give me clip of the day?
That is actually a clip of the day.
You should, well, okay, but we can't have multiple clips of the day. Only one.
Clip of the day. It's very important clip.
If I get
very important clip.
If I get a better one,
I don't care. This was a very important clip that people needed to hear to realize what's going on and how this works.
Let's.
I'm going to say right now, like I said, I was in Los Angeles this whole week, and I was hanging out with people from Hollywood types.
Oh, with Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt?
The people that are the E! Network, level.
Ryan Seacrest, I'm sorry.
It's the C team. It's the junior varsities, the JVs.
The JVs, yeah, okay.
And there you can just see that sort of thing. Most of these people do not know anything about current events at all.
No. And they're getting a free
group like to start brainwashing them about climate change, and then all of a sudden they're experts.
Yeah, and they're getting a free bus ride to NASA. Come on, this is great.
Classic. Everybody into the bus.
Would you like a little more?
Sure.
Okay.
Norman Lear, as part of our efforts in climate change, has been saying over and over, what we need is to have a show that has lots of viewers and has a character who is a total pain in the ass about climate change. And the character he thought would best do that is Manny, the kid. on Modern Family. Well, that didn't happen.
Now notice they pitched it. They pitched it to Modern Family to try and make this kid a climate change nut job about, everything.
Yeah, denier.
No, not a denier. I think that. Oh yeah, no, a denier. Yes, you're right.
Denier.
So they didn't do that, but
I will show you something that did happen, and we never take credit for anything that we did.
No, we don't do that. We never do that.
But I have seen Norman personally make this pitch to a number of showrunners.
Now, showrunners are the people who, as the word implies, run a show. And it is their job to make things happen. Very important job.
Well, they also guide the show.
Yes, they do. They guide everything.
Guide everything.
So now you know that this is actively being pitched to propagandize you through popular culture. And now he's going to play a clip.
Hey there, neighbor.
Oh, hey. It's Asher, right?
Yeah. I just wanted to let you know, I think there might be something wrong with your air conditioner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it just seems to be running a lot, even when it's kind of cool outside.
Oh, no. My partner runs a little hot. So.
Not as hot as our planet. Sorry, I don't mean to be that guy. It's just, we're all in this together.
Yeah, I drive a Prius, so...
And that's a nice little gesture. My car runs on reclaimed cooking oil. I have some literature if you want it.
That's okay. Save the paper.
I haven't printed anything since 2004. I was going to email you.
On your power-hungry computer?
My entire house is solar-powered. I sell energy back to the grid and use that money to save polar bears.
I'm an environmental lawyer, so, I'm pretty green.
So is your lawn. I went drought-tolerant. Succulents, indigenous plants, rock garden.
My other daddy says your yard looks like a litter box.
She's a cute kid. I remember when she was in disposable diapers.
Right. So we all get the idea of
wow.
I can't accept another clip of the day.
No, I'm not going to give it to you because it's part of the same clip of the day. I don't care.
Now,
it's the same clip.
Now let's find out, who do you think is behind who's financing some of these things, John? Who could it be? Who could it be? Don't say Koch brothers, please.
It wouldn't be the Koch brothers. It would be one of those other big groups or White House from Rhode Island and whoever he's investing in, which I'm going to find out.
There's such an obvious one, John.
Okay, Disney.
There is another new exciting project at Hollywood Health and Society, which is called the Global Centers. It's funded by the Gates Foundation, and in fact, our Gates program officers are here in town today, and because they're here, we're in a series of meetings, which I'm playing hooky on briefly. 4 others of us are at those meetings right now, which I will join. We now have partners in India and in Nigeria, the number 1 and 2 producers of entertainment in the world.
I didn't know Nigeria was a producer of entertainment, other than those funny emails I get.
I don't believe it. I think Hong Kong is number 3.
How does Nigeria
number
get there?
2 or 3? I don't know. We have to look this up.
Right, exactly.
Are India and Nigeria. Hollywood is number 3. So we are now seeing whether we can help our partners in those 2 production centers do the kinds of things there that we have been able to do here.
So this is attention, India, Nigeria. You're about to receive some regime change and some freedom and democracy because Bill Gates is paying for it.
Appropriately adapted for their area.
Appropriately adapted for their area.
Well,
let's just wind this up with the numbers. Let's just wind it up with the numbers. That how are they doing? It's a very short clip. How many TV shows? Scripts, storylines. You want to take a guess at how?
20.
So in the course of our work, this is in the 2 years, 11 to 13, 335 storylines that we worked on have been aired. We've worked with 35 networks in the past 4 years, 91 different television shows.
Woohoo! 20, John? 20?
20. Okay, well, they're all over them. Well, you noticed this. I've noticed this. I was watching something the other day, and somebody just slipped in one of these one-line gags like they were doing in that clip that he played. It's not as fast as the Earth's warming up kind of thing. Just casual.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you want to do. You want these casual comments, so it's just like... So it just keeps going. The public is being pummeled with this crap.
I want to thank Bunny Serrano, one of our producers, who brought a lot of this to my attention, did some good work with me. I'm very happy. This is our global intelligence network, people.